Interesting offseason. Kirk Miller did such a terrific job for years in Connecticut. He becomes the Sparks' new head coach. Acquired in trades, Dearica Hamby, as well as Jasmine Thomas coming over from the Connecticut Sun.
Hold on. I'm gonna need you to pull that back up. I want that one more time. Everywhere we go, people wanna know who we are. Go tell MyT Sports Podcast. Everywhere we go, people wanna know who we are. So we tell this is the MyT Sports Podcast. Good evening and welcome back to another edition of the MyT Sports Podcast. I am your host, the one and only. Wait. We got a new name. We had a new name today. I forgot the new name. Whatever. Whatever. We just got to go with the new one. It's Talon, New Year, saved. The fuck? Oh. My Google in the back trying to take over. But it's Talon, New Year, Save the Bear, Taylor. It is another Fuego day in the hottest. My glasses is smudgy. And another Fuego day in the hottest city in the world. I can't even say it's the hottest city in the world, but we're the most Fuego city in the world. But it's raining right now. It's currently raining right now. It's 72 degrees, and it's been nothing but gloomy today. It's raining currently right now. It's a good thing that I'm in the house. I'm out here. I'm chilling with you. It's officially April 10th. April 10th. It's April already? You see how these years fly? You see how, regardless of that, we got a big show for you guys today. And these years just don't fly. And listen, I know the NBA season may seem like 82 games to some of y'all. But that's a short season. Like this NBA season flew. Maybe I just had too much fun this season. We're going to have some fun today in the podcast. We got the Draymond challenge we're going to talk about. We got Dame being impatient. We got a signature debate. We had a signature debate. Out of all things, we had a signature debate. We got a Blue Chew promo code for you guys. Of course, we got the birthday shout outs coming at the top of the podcast. You already know what to do. Start tagging your peoples. You see them. You see how many peoples we got down here. Tag your peoples that had a birthday on the 8th. Tag your peoples that had a birthday on the 9th. Tag your peoples that had a birthday on the 10th. They want it, right? Start dropping their names in the chats. You're going to get a birthday shout out in the beginning of this podcast. We got the WNBA live on the air right now. It's like the only thing going on. And I can't say it's the only thing going on because there may be some hockey going on. I'm just not paying attention to it right now because the WNBA draft is going on. We got that. We got to talk about the malicious Mavs as they try to tank. The Knicks get some rest. We got the play-in tournament to talk about. OBJ is signed. Yes, Jets fans. The news that you've been waiting for has happened. OBJ is signed. And then we have Adesanya versus Pereira, part 2. We have all that and more coming up next on the MyT Sports Podcast. But you know what we say here, regardless of the time, regardless of the weather, it's always a blast on the MyT Sports Podcast. So let's start talking. Hello. Woo! We back at it like a sports fanatic. MyT Sports. You gonna help us out, coach? Or you just gonna sit in the background?
You play to win the game. Hello.
All right, coach. Hey, listen, that's what we about here. We play to win over here. I'm cleaning my glasses. Right? Oi. Nope. Recording. You may be hearing things. Like I said, big show. What is this? April 10th? April 10th. I'm still surprised about that. So let's get right into the show. As I told you, we start off every single show, right, with a birthday shout out. And what that is, that we get a little birthday shout. Everybody had a birthday since the last time that we was on the air. Last time we was on the air was on Friday. So we covered everybody from Saturday, we covered everybody on Sunday, and we covered everybody today. So get your drinks ready. Get your joints rolled. Get your bowls packed. Get your bottles popped. See the bottles popping like that covers all my age groups. And get them ready because the birthday shout outs is right away. Yo, DJ MyT, I'm gonna need something more from you than that. Like I really do. I'm not feeling you today, B. But let's go. Because yeah, it's your birthday. We said it's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. But because it's your birthday, we sang happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. So we got a couple of birthday shout outs going on. Where's my drink at? I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm drinking water today. I'm drinking nothing but water today. Like there's no alcohol. Listen, now that it's not football season, all right? Now that it's not football season, I may actually. Oh, let's get Podbean up in here. Like I get an opportunity to really fall back on the amount of alcohol I'm consuming. Now that football season is gone. So I could really fall. It's something about football season. It's like football season just leads way to all the excess drinking, all the excess eating, all the excess squeak 'em, squeak 'em, squeak, squeak 'em, squeak, squeak 'em, squeak. It's like all of that happens on football season, and then just kind of relax during the rest of the season. So you get 6 months where you just go like a madman, and another 6 months where like you're a team B trying to get your disciplines back. I'm trying to get my disciplines back. But we got on the docket for you guys. We got a big show for you guys today. We got a really big show for you guys today. So regardless of how you watching it, are you watching the show? How you listening to the show? Right? So you can be watching on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Instagram. We got behind the scenes cam on Instagram. Right? Shout out to everybody that watches on Instagram. That gets half the production. But you go, right? But shout out. So people that watch on YouTube, not restream, Twitch. Where else we at? Twitter, Facebook. Appreciate all of you. Make sure you chime in, right? And if you're just catching the show for the first time, make sure you give your boy a like, a share, a follow. We got to get things rolling in a minute, right? It's all about the birthday people, right? It's all about the birthday people. And I was surprised, right? I was surprised that I didn't see any birthdays for Sunday, and I didn't see any birthdays for today. All of the birthdays we have, all of them are for the 8th. Which is all right with me. I'll allow it. Because for real, like, that's the birthday that's the day that I started realizing that I knew the most people. And listen, Linda. All right. It was really the first day, because I was, okay, so you'll see in a second. Let's go ahead and get the birthday shout-outs out the way. Like, if you guys ain't here by now, this is all your fault, right? Yo, fire upon them. Are you good? Okay. Taylor Mixell just got drafted. The 5'11", out of Ohio State, 2-time first team All Big Ten. She gets drafted by the Indiana Fever. I think that's who they say she got drafted by. Yeah. Excuse me. When the pollen's in the air. Sorry, Instagram. I'm gonna have to disconnect you guys. You guys are all crooked. Oh, they went too fast. So the next time it comes back around, I'm gonna give you guys the whole entire draft order, right? And get that for you guys, and let you know who's been drafted so far. But until then, let's get back to our birthday shout-outs, right? Hello. I don't like how things are feeling. I ain't gonna lie. See, still something is off here. Something's off in my audio. I can't quite figure it out yet, but we're gonna keep things rolling. We're gonna continue doing what we do. I'm a big time asshole. But you know what? It's a good thing we didn't miss much. Okay, we got the LA Sparks pick in, and they pick Shanice Swain or Swan, however you want to say her, second round, 14th pick, the 19-year-old out of Australia. And I missed the order already. We have to come back around again. Oh, okay. So we got Bria Beal, right, from South Carolina. She went 1. Atlanta picks in, so we can't see the rest of that. We're gonna catch that. We're gonna catch it. We're gonna let you guys know. You know, let's get the birthday shout-outs out the way. Then I'll keep an eye on that as we talk, as we do our rest of our talks, because I'm not gonna get anywhere if we keep doing it this way. Right? So the first birthday shout-out we got, right? Yo, can we get some clappers for them? Right? The first birthday shout-out we have is for one Roger Alexander, right? So happy birthday to Roger Alexander. Also, next birthday shout out we got, right? Leah Brown just got drafted by Atlanta from Michigan. 2023 honorable mention AP All-American. Next birthday shout out we have goes out to one Amber Perry. Is it Amber? Yes, Amber's. Listen, you know, I want to make sure I got the right pair. There's 3 of yous. You know, I know. But she's the sister of one of my best friends from the Army. So I want to say happy birthday to Amber as well, right? Happy birthday, Amber. Minnesota Lynx pick is in. We'll tell you who they picked. Dorka Yohas out of UConn. Look. It's the UConn thing. It had nothing to do with her. It was UConn, which makes me automatically dislike her, but it's UConn thing. We'll see if I slowly forget that she was drafted from UConn. But I'm never really root for the Minx like that. So I don't even see that changing. I really don't even see that changing any. Next up for birthday shout-outs, right? Because this is when things start to get real special, because I didn't know about Roger going into the 8th, like pre-hand, right? Not gonna lie, didn't quite remember Amber's either before I started the show, right? But coming into the show, right, I did know about my tax dude, the one I'm always telling you to go hit up, right, at Freedom Tax, right there on 441, 4397 North State Road 7, across the street from the McDonald's. Tell them MyT Sports send you. Get $50 cash on the spot. Right? It's his birthday on April 8th as well. So, yo, big shout out to my brother. Hey, he used to stop by taxes. He was my brother. Jets fan. Known him for years. Like, listen, like I knew before he started doing taxes. Like, I mean, like when he started doing taxes, I was like, oh, I got a tax dude now. Like, I was going through my tax papers the other day. Allergy still act up. I was going through my tax papers the other day. And I'm going back and realizing, like, yo, you've really been doing my taxes for a minute, B. And it's not that he's been doing it for a minute. I forget that it's been that long he's been doing my taxes. So we've been doing taxes, talking money, and seeing come ups, talking sports and money for God knows how long. Right? So definitely happy birthday to my boy. To my boy Alto. Yo, don't drop that beat. Let the beat ride. Let that beat come back. Let it ride again. All right. So then there's Al Torres. Then there was a newest member, like to the world, right? Like to the MyT family, and that is little Jason Ramos, right? Like you know, little son of my homegirl Nicole Ramps, right? Y'all know it's been some time to be on the podcast. Nah, y'all the pot. Like by general production standards, I don't think y'all would have known Nicole. But you know me, I got a thing for Knicks, right? Listen, you see, you guys understand. Like I am predisposed to like all things Knicks, Nicole's, Nickies. Like, sorry, like I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Like I'm addicted to the flame, and I'm just a morph. So she got a little baby boy, right? He's a little bundle of joy. A little man is so adorable, right? Good baby, right? Playful. just wants to watch Miss Rachel more eat. I'm like, you see how kids are these days? Like, they get to learn from Miss Rachel, right? We had to learn from Helen Keller. Like, water, bitch, water. Ain't nobody gonna do it for you. You see that? Water. You feel that? Water. Yo, she was like, you see that shit? You see that? Water. Like, yo, the way he's learning, that shit is peaceful. It ain't the same. Listen, I'm not saying I don't want to learn the Helen Keller way or whatever, but you guys know what I'm talking about. I may be butchering her name, right? But you guys know who I'm talking about. Helen Keller. I smacked the shit out of myself. God damn. All right. So happy birthday to her little bundle of joy, right? Like Jason Ramos. I'm sorry, you just gonna be Jason Ramos for me. Like it just is what it is. But the thing that made all of this special, right, is that they all share a birthday. And I know that some of them may be older than her. It don't matter. But they all share a birthday with my munchkin, with my niece, Munchkin Harvey. Y'all heard me talk about my munchkin. Y'all seen the munchkin on the podcast, huh? Yeah, that little one. The one that I had forcefully doing the pics for me. Don't call CPS on me. Right. I got her an investment account, right? Oh, she got a full bill investment account. Like, don't be mad at me. Like, I'm horsing them, okay? I'm horsing all of them. Like, you understand? Like, I'm a big asshole. Like, see, most of them love me, but and they really act like I really am a big asshole. Like, I really am. Like, and the thing about it is that for the most part is that you're too young to realize it, and when they get old enough, they realize, like, okay, he either is an asshole or he was an asshole. Right, it doesn't go anywhere. Like either they think like the abrasiveness changes, or they kind of understand the abrasiveness is just love. Like, I'm just abrasive. Like, hey, yo, go ask Captain Santano. Like, I'm just abrasive. All right, yo, big shout out to your boy. Got a new gig started today. Right, like I ain't gonna tell you where. I ain't gonna lie. There's something I'm gonna keep on the wrap. You know what I mean? But big shout out to your boy getting a new gig today. So let's get him all in the room, right? So to Amber and to Roger and to Jason and to Al and to Munchkin, I want to wish you all a happy birthday. I hope you partied hard. You enjoyed everything. You regret nothing. But more importantly, you continue to stay MyT. All right. Now you can let that beat go. For real. All right. Let's get into we prepared for today? Okay. Let's get into you sure we prepared for today? Okay. Listen, I'm talking to my phantom producers back there. All right. I don't got no producer. I'm a one-man show. Like, the only producers I have, when I say phantom producers, like, this is my multiple personalities, like, manifesting themselves in real life behind the scenes doing work. Like, I can see them, but you guys can't. I know how that sounds, but it's how the mind works. Let's get into our first topic. First of all. We don't have a MyT topic of the day. We just have a first topic of the day. First things first. Let's get into our first topic of the day. Folks, OBJ has been signed. The news that all Jets fans everywhere have been waiting to hear is that OBJ has now officially signed his contract. Just unfortunately for Jets fans, it wasn't with you. There we go. Hey, I understand what happens. On Friday, let me tell you how quickly things change. On Friday, I'm talking to Jets fans. We yapping, we gabbing, we getting it in. You understand? Talking money, talking sports, having a cerveza. You know what I mean? Chilling. You hear the jets flying over our heads and our heads. Life is good. Gucci out here. Ashley Jones gets drafted by, is that Dallas? Wings? Okay. On Friday, Jets fans is telling me, hey, yo, we about to get ODB. He going to be signed by the weekend or something like that. Then Aaron Rodgers is going to get here by draft. And we just going to move forward. And we're going to be set. We're just going to start getting. Friday. Jets fans thought Odell Beckham Jr. was a foregone conclusion of being signed. All because that goated man, that bad man. We're talking about Peyton Manning 2.0. Right? That bad man mentioned him. So all of a sudden, he's tied into the Jets. He's talking about coming in. They thought it was a deal. Nope. He goes to Baltimore. All of that blew my mind, right? All of that blew my mind because the way okay, no, let me say that. Let's back this up. Let's back that up. Girl, you look good. Won't you back that thing up? Hearing that he goes to Baltimore, right? It starts the explosion of thoughts. One, why Baltimore, right? Not even why Baltimore. Do you know that Lamar Jackson's going to stay in Baltimore? Like, why are you going to Baltimore if you don't know Lamar Jackson's going to stay? That's my first thing. Then I start thinking, wait a minute, how much did they sign him for? Because if they're signed, if the Jets lost out to him, which I'm not gonna say the Jets only lose out to people because of money, but the Jets lost out to him when they had the opportunity to add Aaron Rodgers with it, right? To add Aaron Rodgers with it, then what about, and how much are they paying him? And if you're paying him, how are you so quick to pay Odell Beckham Jr. 18 mil, but you can't give your quarterback the $10 million less than what the best quarterback in the league is worth? You can't give him that. See, I keep telling you guys to look at this wrong. Look at it as the value of what's Aaron Rodgers' contract right now, this year. And what would Patrick Mahomes command and demand? Knowing what Aaron Rodgers is getting, how much would he command and demand? Knowing how much the salary cap is going up, how much would he command and demand? Or could he command and demand? Now, if you keep with that number being about 60, 65 mil, then that should let you know that Lamar Jackson asking for 50 mil, that means he's asking for $10 to $15 million less than the best quarterback in the league. He's not, see? You guys keep thinking, oh, he's going to get more money. Nah, see? You're not finding a common denominator to make things even out. Once you do that, then you find a true value of what you have to do is trying to find a true value of Patrick Mahomes now, the best quarterback in the league. And then compare that to what he's asking for. And then you see the true difference. So you can't choose when you sign. You can just try to find the balance in value. Lamar Jackson is asking for $10 million less than what Patrick Mahomes could get, should get, and would probably demand if he had a contract this year. And you couldn't deny him because all of the reasons why you say that Lamar Jackson isn't worth 50 mil because it's technically more than Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes has all of that to ask for 65 mil, and he has more rings than Aaron Rodgers, who gets 60 mil, and he has more left in the tank. See, perspective. Or just balance it out. You know what I'm saying? So Odell Beckham Jr. going to Baltimore, that kind of threw things off balance for me. You don't know if Lamar Jackson's staying. If you don't know if Lamar Jackson's staying, why are you going there? Also, Baltimore. I don't think anybody values Odell Beckham as the number one quarterback, a number one wide receiver to help them win a chip. Or that's going to take them or make them over the hump to win a chip. I don't even think most people consider him the best number one, the best option as a number one wide receiver at this point in time. Before his injuries, I don't think he was considered one of the best number one options. They were still talking about, you put him beside somebody or you need somebody with him. Now you fast forward 7 years and two surgeries later. I am losing a lot of respect for Baltimore from how they've been treating Lamar Jackson. How they've been handling this scenario this last year, I'm not a big fan of. The last 3 years, I'm not a big fan of. Normally, Baltimore is normally normally they're a little bit more progressive in their thought processes. And to me, this today and over the last couple of years, they're starting to feel real antiquated. Like, you know what? Sometimes if your answer is, hey, just the kind of way we always do things, you may want to reevaluate and see if there's a better way. Because if Baltimore can't see a better way themselves, then that means maybe they're being coerced, motivated, antagonized, pushed, geared, led by others to go against what they would normally do or to lean one other particular way. I don't know. See? But the Odell Beckham signing for Baltimore ain't it. It ain't the answer. Even if Lamar Jackson was on a long-term contract and you were like, hey, I'm trying to get you a weapon. Here goes Odell Beckham Jr. You better have another option ready. Like, you know what? You might as well have gone sign Austin Eckler. To be honest. He's worth more money than Odell Beckham Jr. He's actually worth the $18 million that you're giving Odell Beckham. So I don't know. Alex Morris from LSU goes to that's Chicago? I think that's Chicago, Scott. Let me see. So number 2, Diamond Miller came in. Number 3, Maddie Segrest from Villanova went to Dallas Wings. Number 4, Stephanie Sarara 6'6" out of Iowa State went to Dallas as well. Number 5, Dallas as well? Nah. I have to pull this up again. Listen, it's not uncommon that may happen that way. We've seen some draft happen that way. Even at the top of the draft, we've seen it happen that way. Like with the first, second, and third picks, I think something like that. It was crazy. We talked about it one year here on the air, so I wouldn't even be surprised. But I was still kind of caught off guard. Not gonna lie. Oh man, not gonna lie. But this guard out of LSU, whew. Alex Morris going to Chicago. We'll see what happens. I was looking at no, that's Connecticut. Okay, my bad. That's the Connecticut. That's Connecticut's Sun, not Chicago Sky. Okay, whatever. I forgot what I was gonna say. I was gonna talk about something else for half a second, but let's just get back into Odell Beckham Jr. in Baltimore. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what this move for Baltimore is, and that's the part that baffles me. I understand Odell Beckham Jr. probably had a list of guys he probably wants to play with, right? One of them probably was Lamar Jackson. So hearing that Baltimore wants to give him $18 million, great. If you're Odell Beckham Jr., it probably meets 2 points for you, right? One that you get to, right? One that you get to play with a player that you actually wanted to play with, right? and the other one being that you get to maximize the money that you think you're worth. I may not even think you're worth, but you're like, damn, they're gonna give me 18 mil, I'll take it. Because I don't think Odell Beckham is getting $18 million anywhere else besides the Baltimore Ravens. Even if he came to the Jets, listen, he probably would have been lucky to get 15 mil, probably just 12 mil, to be honest with you. So a $6 million difference, okay, fine, go ahead and take it. Now, him saying that he wants to play with Lamar Jackson, doesn't mean, okay, that's a quarterback he just wants to play with. Doesn't mean that it makes them Super Bowl contenders. With Aaron Rodgers, with what the Jets had already built around there, that's more of a Super Bowl contender. And I know by age, you would think that Odell Beckham Jr. would come into that locker room and end up being the number one wide receiver. No, he ends up being the third option on that team. The third option? Yeah, third option. Behind Breece Hall and Sauce Gardner. Sorry, between Breece Hall, and Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson. So behind those two, then Odell Beckham comes in. But sure enough, he probably comes as a number 2 wide receiver. Maybe, but also, where does he go to? Slot position. So again, you're just adding distractions out there. Although Beckham could be on the field and honestly be the 5th option for the Jets. And we've seen what Tom Brady does when you have a guy like Odell Beckham, right? A guy like Antonio Brown as your very last option. So I'm now that he's gone to Baltimore, it still just leaves me with more questions about now what's going on with Baltimore, because it very quickly shifts from his choice versus the Baltimore Ravens and their choice. And what are they thinking? And what are you trying to do here? Because now you're giving them the rock look, right? Eyebrow fully up. What are you cooking? Because right now we can't smell it. And we probably won't smell it until Lamar. Oh, Kayana Taylor. She goes to Chicago from Virginia Tech. Trailer, sorry. Kayana Trailer. My bad. Yo, I met a Shanice over the weekend too. Oh, sorry, it's my nephew's. It was my nephew's girlfriend. I gotta warn him about those Shanices. They're a little cuckoo. Listen, either they're cuckoo or I make them cuckoo. Like you understand? It's either them or it's me. Like it's one of the two. And I think I'm pretty. I think I'm pretty grounded. Like I may have some idiosyncrasies, but nothing to make you go. Nothing to make them act. Some of them act the way that they have. Well, but it's strong. You know what I'm saying? But you bash them brains and do the whole entire thing in the mush. I'm not think straight no more. Lord, me can't take it no more. Let's move on, right? I think we've done enough Odell Beckham talk. We just gonna keep an eye on the Baltimore Ravens at this point and see what game they're playing here, right? Let's finish and see the remaining of this chess move. Bria Beal. Y'all tripping. See, I don't know if it's this new era of long hair, eyelashes, and makeup when you're playing. Right? I don't know too much to makeup, but definitely the eyelashes, the long hair, and the edges versus what used to always just kind of be cornrows or some kind of braids and then kind of turned into some kind of dreads. But yo, these ladies looking sexy in the WNBA. I see you, Bria. Real Bill going to Minnesota. See, that's some bullshit because that person from UConn went to Minnesota, and she's from South Carolina, right? So you know she's tied to our coach too. I mean, that coach that we love, right? Coach Daly, right? But that other girl from UConn, we looking at her like, none of that. Yo, these ladies are showing out. Like, granted, I don't know where they have this draft at, and I can't tell, but you can tell it's like a small conference room. There goes coach. There goes coach. There goes coach. We see you, coach. 2023 Naismith Defensive Player of the Year finalist. ESPN, you dirty dogs, you. ESPN, you dirty dogs, you. Speaking of dirty dogs, let's not forget, let's talk about the malicious Mavs 1 second. Right? Led by their Sith Lord. I'm watching a lot of Star Wars right now. Right? Man. Led by their Dark Lord. Sorry, there's a Sith Lord somewhere else. Right? Led by their Dark Lord, Mark Cuban. And this really only affects Knicks fans. So, low key, this is our Knicks talk. Our Knicks talk. You know we got our Knicks talk. Our Knicks talk. Whether it's light, whether it's dark, you know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna have my Knicks talk. My Knicks talk. And light and dark is a double entendre, by the way. Just let you guys understand, all right? Night, day, heavy. You know, light, dark. Got you. You know. Our wordplay is impeccable. Okay, I wasn't joking. It really did happen. Dallas, 4th pick. Stephanie, Dallas, 5th pick. Louis Lopez, Sanachel out of UConn, right? And then, I don't know who the hell that. I can't tell about some of these low. That shit's small as fuck. Haley Jones. And we got Indiana Fever picking Grace Berger with the 7th pick out of Indiana, right? Then the one I can't tell again, Letitia M here out of South Carolina. What team is that? We got Sayano with the 9th pick, beating Jordan Hurston out of Tennessee. LA Spark pick Zia Cook out of South Carolina. Look like this is Dallas again, picking Abby Maya from Maryland. Right. Then Minnesota Lynx pick Mia Hirsch. Right. And then we have Indiana Fever picking Taylor Mixcale out of Ohio State. And you guys caught me when I had Shanice Swain going to LA Spark out of Australia. We get Michigan's Leah Brown going to, can't tell what that one is. Minnesota Lynx. That's the one that we didn't like. The Dorka broad from UConn. It's only because you're from UConn. We're up to the 18. So we got you to the first 16 picks. Next time we pick it up, we'll try to pick it up from like pick number 17 and come back around and tell you where they're at. All right. These picks are coming in fast. They're coming in fast. Now, it's funny that the WNBA draft is going on right now. And this is the time that we have to talk about the malicious Mavs dark dark lord leader Mark Cuban. Right? And the diabolical, treacherous deed that they did to the New York Knicks. So, for people that don't know, right? The New York Knicks and the Dallas Mavericks recently made a trade, this past year, and I believe it's the one from this past year with Jalen Brunson. I don't believe this has anything to do with the past trades that may have involved either Frank Ntilikina or the shooter with the dreads. Crap, I can't remember his name right now. No, but you remember, or even Tim Hardaway. Like, I don't think that had anything to do with any of those. I believe this is the one that now with Jalen Brunson. And the thing about it seems like the New York Knicks and the Dallas Mavericks have had really good working relationships over the last couple of years and always want to make trades with each other. But I don't know if that relationship is going to remain that way after what just happened. So as I was mentioning that from the Jalen Brunson trade, that the New York Knicks has this year's Dallas Mavericks draft pick. But the draft pick is top 10 protected. Meaning, if the Dallas Mavericks make the postseason, the Knicks get their pick. If the Dallas Mavericks don't make the postseason, then the Dallas Mavericks keeps their pick. Now, I don't want to say that the Dallas Mavericks tanked the whole season, right? But they definitely tanked the very last game. And let's also explain to you what kind of happened here, right? The Dallas Mavericks, before they traded for Kyrie Irving, were in 4th place in the West. Fourth. See, I don't want to hear... Kyrie Irving could be as skilled as he wants to be. Kyrie Irving does not lead to winning. And in too many times, we see Kyrie Irving downgrade a good team. Desecrate a good team. Disintegrate a good team. Don't know how he does it. It just happens around him. He's Lioness from Charlie Brown. Dirt just follows him. But for him, that's a cloud of destruction. So, the Dallas Mavericks were in 4th place in the West when they got Kyrie. Since they've had Kyrie, remember he had that great game, which he always does, right? He was like a great first 2 games. Started off great, scored a bunch of points. Wasn't winning a lot, but scored a bunch. They've gone 6 for 18. They've won a third of their games. With every time Kyrie joins one of these guys, we say now one of the 2 most prolific scorers in the game. But where's it leading to you every time? He teams up with Luka, and you think, well, this is what Jalen Brunson gave me. This is what Spencer Dinwiddie gave me. Well, I should be able to get this and more from Kyrie. And then you realize it doesn't work that way. We saw this in Brooklyn. We saw this in New York already. So what happens to the Dallas Mavericks? They start plummeting, right? They start plummeting fast. We're talking about nosedive. Complete nosedive into out of postseason contention almost. But then they pulled up. And they had the 10th spot locked. Or the last spot, the 10th spot. They had the 10th spot locked. So they was going to make the postseason. And they took their hands off the wheel and completely gave up and sucked the whole damn ship. They went from 4th in the West to 11th. 4th in the West to 11th. That's the kind of collapse that the Pelicans had when they lost Zion. Not gaining a player, losing a marquee player. Losing a top 20, whatever you want to consider Kyrie, top whatever something player in the league. Whatever you want to, wherever you need to put it at to fit Kyrie Irving and Zion in there. A top whatever player in the league. They gained that in Dallas. And they took the kind of nosedive that the Pelicans took, losing Zion. Boston gained Kyrie. got and couldn't go as far in the playoffs as they went before. Brooklyn gained Kyrie, and they basically did nothing better than they did before him. And now Dallas gains Kyrie. And where they were solidly, where they were solid. Well, they were okay. This batch is, but while they were solid in the fourth spot, they're now out of the solid in the not in the fourth, in the playoffs. They are now out. But that's fully because they sat their players down in the very last game that meant something. Now, this doesn't make sense to me because you would think, right, a team that has Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic, that all they need is a chance. Just give me an opportunity to get in. Like how we looked at the Golden State Warriors a couple years ago before they got out by Memphis. But how we looked at them like, man, this game a chance, and man, it could be dangerous. It's how LeBron James is looking at it this year. Man, just get us in the plan. And who gonna want to see us? Who gonna want to see the king? Who gonna want to see the king? I got papers of all you ninjas. Who gonna want to see the king? Right? But for some reason, either Dallas quit, either the Dallas Maverick owner Mark Cuban quit because he knew that, okay, I don't have to forfeit my draft pick this year, and I do kind of need it to try to get better because this ain't it. Or was it the coach? Or did the players say, stop playing me? I'm pretty sure the moment they offered Kyrie the opportunity for a day off, he already had his bag packed before they could finish the word off. Before they got to the second F and off, he already had his bags packed. It's like, hey, you guys want the day off? What? Luke was like, I at least play. Take me out first quarter. At least make it seem like I try. That's if it was the player's choice. So now the Mavs are under investigation. Yes, folks, the Mavs are under investigation. I didn't do that? Okay, here we go. Investigation by the NBA. Because of the fact that they tanked. And I know there's some people that, well, tank has been going on in the NBA forever, blah, blah, blah. Like they've, you know what? Let me say. I've actually heard people say actually already, tank has been NBA forever, man. And this I know people just want to complain. They've been leading to this for the last 10 years. I mean, just look at what happened with Philly. I'm like, but they already put something in place to fix that. That's my first thought. And it's like the NBA, what they need to try to do is like they need to. So one, he was mad at the NBA because man, they did this. What Mark Cuban did with tanking, right? They've done to themselves has been leading up to this for the last 10 years. What Mark Cuban did, and then goes on to say like, well, you know, they need to like do something like. Create like some way, something like at the end of the season, like to up activity or to up interest or to force viewership or to force these guys not to tank. I'm like, is this your first year watching the play-ins? Like, when does your history start? And how much memory do you retain? Because you basically was like, Philadelphia 76ers was a problem. We need to find a way to fix the 76ers can't do that again. And the way they should do it is by doing what the NBA just did. But the NBA's been leading up to Mark Cuban taking because it's been just leading up to this for the last. Like you realize how much you just congratulate yourself. Like so some people just want to complain about it. But There is a difference. Mark Cuban wasn't the worst team in the one that was from the beginning of the season. Wasn't the worst team. One of the Dallas Mavericks wasn't one of the worst teams in the league, with no chance and no stars. No, they were sitting at fourth with Luka and Jalen Brunson and Spencer Dinwiddie. They were sitting in fourth with Luka. Actually, no, sorry, we had Jalen Brunson already. Spencer Dinwiddie. They were in fourth with Luka. They gained another so-called champion and star player, superstar player, and got worse. But you still can't tell me that he can't have a chance? You have LeBron James and Anthony Davis like, just give us a chance, B. Like they don't. You know where this is going. I don't have that one up. What? I am wildin'. No, it's right here. What? I am big time wildin'. I don't even know where it's at. It's crazy. I'm missing something. And I didn't realize it wasn't here. So the NBA is going to investigate, and we're going to see what they do. And honestly, honestly, I'm not going to be happy with them just taking the pick away and them finding him. No. I need them to take the pick away. I need them to find him. I need them to reward the Knicks with the pick and take away a pick next year. Yes, you need because you need to set an example. If you're trying to deter tanking and you're putting in all these measures and rules and guidelines, and you're probably even going to try to write something up in this next collective bargaining agreement that's supposed to be getting signed, or is even in the new collective bargaining that just got signed. You have to set an example because Mark Cuban is a repeat offender as well. So you need to set an example. You're not just losing the pick this year. And because of this particular scenario, this pick is being granted to the New York Knicks because they would have been the one that would have gotten the pick if you would have just done your job as an organization. Because I understand you trying to position yourself, but you also just robbed your fans of postseason play. You tell me in a one-game series, in a one-game win all, that Luka and Kyrie can't both go off for 65 and you win a game? Now, can they do it for a 7-game series? I think not. I think not. But for a one-game win all, you tell me both of them can't go off? You can't give yourself a chance? You don't want the opportunity? The possibility? So I need David Stern. I need the alien, Adam Silver, right? To set an example. Take away the pick this year. And find Mark Cuban. But double fine him for being a repeat offender. But also take away that pick next year. So let people know when you do this, you lose your draft, you lose your pick this year. You got to pay us money and you lose a pick next year. So by shortchanging your franchise, your team, by conducting what is franchise malpractice, basically, just to try to position yourself better in the draft, which I get is a form of sportsmanship, but it's bad sportsmanship. I know you may call it strategic, but it's strategically porous and frowned upon. That you will be penalized, that you're better off. That's just trying to, like, what's wrong with just trying? Look at all these guys. Giannis went 12th. 12th. You're telling me you get 12th, you can't develop the next Giannis? See, too often by teams saying, oh, man, like, we got to get this guy, it means that you're telling us that you really that you can't develop. If that guy has to be so ready-made that you can't break him, then it means you can't develop. Now, I do also understand that in this draft, that they have such a prospect coming in that if LeBron James and him was in the same draft, he would go before LeBron James. It's the Sam Bowie Michael Jordan thing, right? It's the big man before the guard. That's all that is. But it's one hell of a big man. Yeah. Like he ain't Rudy Gobert. I'll tell you that much. He ain't Rudy Gobert. He got more than 1.5 skill sets. So let's move on, right? Let's leave Mark alone. Right? This whole but they're gonna get what's coming to them. Right? They gonna get what's covered up. NBA, remember what we said? Pick this year. Pick next year. Well, pick this year to the Knicks. Pick next year, forfeited monetary fine has to be doubled than what you did because he's a repeat offender. Set an example to these owners. If you do this, you are screwing your franchise for 2 years. Because if you have no fact, you can't get the 12th pick, the 15th pick, the 27th pick, and develop that young man into a bona fide baller for your team. Even need that you have. Like, get them out of here. They're garbage. They're useless. You're useless. So let's see how this investigation goes. I'm not quite sure how much investigation this is going to be. It was obviously blatant, and Jason Kidd basically admitted to it being so. Now, oh man, this is funny. This is funny. You know who else admitted to kind of being done with the process of whatever Portland's trying to do with bringing in these young guys? That was one Damian Lillard. Let's pull up a new segment that we have on here called Rewind. Right, we're gonna play that back and see what he said. So, Damian Lillard, what kind of appetite do you have for bringing in some young guys that are supposed to help you win?
I mean, the only reason I played for a chance to win, you know what I mean? And, you know, I really don't know what else to say, you know what I mean?
What is different with how you feel today compared to when you were kind of up against it and asking the organization for that urgency?
I think then I was more emotional about it, and now I'm not as emotional about it. Now I'm just like, it either will be or it will not be. And, you know, I think that's the biggest difference.
The team's put itself in a position to have potentially a really high lottery pick in this draft, and there's guys at the top of the draft who are seen as real transcendent talents, but those guys are still like 19 years old. Do you have an appetite for building that way? If it's, you know, a 19-year-old player for the draft, or does it need to be?
I don't have much of an appetite for building and, you know, guys 2 and 3 years away from really going after it. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I think we get Shaden at 19 and he's just different. You know what I'm saying? I think he just being around him, his disposition, you know what I mean? How he listens, his frame, his natural talent and his ability. I think, you know, that's enough 19-year-olds, you know what I'm saying? And you probably won't find one that will come along the way he has. But, you know, I just ain't interested in that, you know, being honest. And this is not a secret, you know what I mean? I want a chance to go for it. And
you heard it there. Damian Lillard isn't quite interested in bringing in young guys and having to work and having to deal with people that are 2-3 years away. They say, listen, we got lucky with the guy that we got now. Right? He basically admitted that we got lucky with the dude we got now. First 2 rounds of the WNBA is over. Oh. Something I've had in my docket. Actually, no. Damn it. Okay. So I'll let you guys look this up. This is my petty beef with the whole New England, Boston, Connecticut area, right? But in hockey, the all-time record in wins was just broken by a team. You have an idea of the general area that team belongs to. So you guys can go look that up. And also, right, so they just recently broke the record with 63 wins in a season, and there's still more to come. And not just in wins for the season, there's also the playoff. They're showing the playoff pictures, right? ESPN Hockey Tonight. That's what reminded me. I had this in my other notes. I had this in my electronic notes. Right? Was my thing rolling? So not only have they broken the overall win total, but they also have the opportunity to break the single season scoring record as well for a team. Meaning pucks made, kind of thing. So single season win record, and also single season pucks made, right? Scoring record. That can be done tonight. I think is it tonight that they play? I'm not sure if they play tonight, but go look it up. All right, that's all one team. So there's some interesting things to go to pay attention to also in hockey. I had to break into that because if I didn't get that out now, I was never gonna remember again. Like because that missed me during the whole entire preparation. It really did. Like it kept on leaking out, but it's something I kept on remembering throughout the day. But during the whole entire preparation, I completely forgot. So I'm glad we got that in there. So Damian Lillard, not quite happy with the Portland Trailblazers. And it's funny to me. Right? I don't want to say funny. I don't know if funny is the right word. Funny may not be the perfect word here, right? It's intriguing to me, right? Again, it brings up questions, right? I constantly have these questions, and my question is, what do you want, Dave? Like seriously, like what? Like oh god, this is so frustrated. I feel like Damian Lillard is like that chick that you trying to get so bad, but like her messages are just goddamn hieroglyphic. Like, what do you want, Dame? Do you want to leave? Or does this go back to what he said a couple years ago? Like, yo, get me some more. Or is he asking for people? Is he asking for help? But they tried getting him help a couple years ago and it didn't work. Maybe he's asking for more help, better quality help. Maybe he's asking for Bradley Beal. Who knows? Maybe he's asking for who else is out there? Maybe he's asking for Julius Randle. Well, the Knicks, honestly, what can Portland give the Knicks to make them give up Julius Randle? Damian Lillard. and I don't know what Damian Lillard wants. I keep reminiscing to the Minnesota Timberwolves and Kevin Garnett. Right? I keep reminiscing to them where the loyalty is so strong that eventually you got to do what's right by the player for the player. But again, it's not even that Dame Lillard may not even want to go to another team. It's not just Portland, right? He's not too far away from home. So as much as he wants to win for the Portland Trailblazers, he's super close to home. You understand that parade from Portland to his hometown is going to be nasty. Or that celebration, because he can get the regular tour bus and then have his own personal tour bus to go from Portland to Oakland. Oakland, Seattle, where he's from? The Bay, right? He's from the Bay, right? Some shit like that. Yeah. So I know there's a lot of personal reasons behind it. I don't know what Damian Lillard wants anymore. He sounds like he's frustrated with the organization, but never wants to quit on the organization. It's like one of the like the organization is gonna have to kick me out of here, kicking and screaming. No, I don't care if I don't want to. If I don't win a ring here, leave me here. I want my respect. I don't know. I don't know. Because even at this point, right? Coming to the Knicks for me, I don't know if that's the right move. I don't know if that's the move that I like anymore. And I love Dame. But do I want Dame for my Knicks now? Like, that's the question. Like that's turning out to be the next question here. Because I like where our point guard situation's at. I like Jalen Brunson. I like Emmanuel quickly. If given the opportunity, you can't tell me that Emmanuel quickly can't turn into Dame Lillard. Like, seriously. I'm not even joking. No, I'm not stopping. If given the right opportunity to bloom and blossom, develop, control your own team, you see what Emmanuel quickly has been able to do. Understand what it takes to do this for a whole season, for over multiple. Yeah, I can see him. So, and then also age is coming in a factor. So understand. I'm also putting a big portion of age into him. I like Grimes. You're not gonna take him for Derrick Rose and Eric Fournier. I think for once in a really long time, I am good for Knicks at point guard. And if you upgrade him at point guard, you have to up. I'm not even gonna say you're gonna have to go up there. It's gonna have to be. It would have to be Ja Morant, Stephen Curry. The only two. Like, I'm that serious right now. The only two. I would start mortgaging this future for like that. It's tough. But you guys have can take a look right here, right? I wanted to pull this up for a reason. Because this is what the playoffs are looking like now. That Mark Cuban, now that Mark Cuban has altered the fate of time, right? The fate of the playoffs and gotten his team out the playoffs. But listen, it's intrigue here. Like, I don't know if you guys see it, but there's some matchups here, and that first round matchup would have been lovely as well too. Like, they robbed us. They really did. Right? But it's okay. It's okay. You get in the West, right? Right there. Right? In the West, you start off with two young squads between Oklahoma City and the Pelicans. And as I said, they're both teams that they could beat each other. Right? That's a toss-up. The Pelicans, without Zion, I told you they've plummeted down. Oklahoma City had kind of been what they are for the last couple of years. They're trying to figure things out. They're still missing, like they're still missing one of their key draft picks from a couple years ago or from last year. They were probably hoping to get into this draft, but then Dallas pulled their stuff. See, and that's the thing about it, because not only am I giving them, I'm looking at this in whole. Not only am I giving the Knicks your draft pick, I'm also putting Oklahoma City back into the lottery. Like, that's happening too. Because what they did, they just altered that whole entire thing. So now you're starting to see why some of that frustration is coming about, right? Also, you have the Lakers taking on. Wait, I gotta move my screen around. I do. We gotta get rid of some of these captions. Hold on a second. Let's get rid of that one. Bam. So you guys can see this a little bit better. So you have the Lakers taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. We got more to talk about in them Timberwolves a little bit later, right? Actually, we may just talk about them now. I want to see Anthony Edwards up against a hungry Minnesota team. Now, I want to see LeBron. I want to see Anthony Edwards and a hungry Minnesota team go up against LeBron James and the Lakers and Anthony Davis. I want to see that. Like, it's something when I'm watching that one game playing, I'm not watching for LeBron James and Anthony Davis and the Lakers. I'm watching to see how Anthony Edwards takes on that challenge. Unfortunately for him, if he takes on that challenge, he's going to be taking on that challenge short-handed in more ways than one. The other playing tournament comes in the East, where we have Toronto taking on Chicago, which you realize, look at that. Toronto finished at 500. Toronto finished at 500. Our division put in Boston. Yeah. That's the kind of so I told you guys. If the Knicks finish where they could finish, right, or where they're at right now, you realize what they had to go through. This is why before now, I just always found it unrealistic for you guys to be so hard on the Knicks without proof they can vehemently be better. Our division put in the Philadelphia 76ers at 1, the Boston Celtics at 2, the Knicks at 3, the Brooklyn Nets at 4, and oh yeah, the Atlantic is making up half of the East, and now the Toronto Raptors. Five teams. 5. That's bananas. And then who else? Who got the 3? Is it Milwaukee, Chicago? No. Wait. Milwaukee, Chicago. So we put up 5. I'm trying to figure who put up the other 2 and the 3. Milwaukee, Chicago, Cleveland. Okay, there you go. That's who put up the 3. And then the 2 goes to the South that Atlanta and Miami's going to fight for. And whoever wins that game, between Miami and Atlanta, whoever wins that game gets the 7th spot. and then they go up against Boston. And since we're talking about this, right? Did I? You know what? I'll drop this a little bit later. Right? Actually, I may just have to give a shout out to him now. I'll give a shout out to him later. Hopefully I won't forget. Hopefully I won't forget during the segment. Right, but there's somebody we got to give this flowers to. We definitely got to give his flowers to. Not a lot of players from this team I respect, and I've even talked smack about him at one point in time, right? Even when he had the opportunity to leave, but definitely big mad respect like to this player. We'll talk about him a little bit later. So you have all those matchups, but we're not here to talk about all those matchups. We're here to talk about the Knicks right now, right? I need my Knicks talk in here. And I got Clone Wars on as well, too. And you saw that they about to have the story of Osaka. Yo, they're going to have the Padme story. Not the Padme, the Padawan story. Now, the New York Knicks are going to take on the Cavs. And I don't know why. See, I was confident against Atlanta. Maybe because of my overconfidence with Atlanta, my confidence in Atlanta, I'm nervous with Cleveland. Because I feel like Knicks fans are way too overconfident. They don't know what Garland can do. They don't know what Evans, Mobley. There we go. I couldn't remember his name for like the other day. But they don't know what Evan Mobley can do. They're unaware of their skill set. They're unaware of their of these borderline stars and stars. Didn't Garland make the All-Star team last year? Can't remember. Or he could have just been we'll see. No, maybe 2 years ago. We'll see. I can't remember. Now, as a Knicks fan, you're kind of comfortable here because I get it. You beat them 3 out of the 4 games. You beat them with Donovan Mitchell playing I think every game except for one, I think. But also one of those games we didn't have Julius Randle, or we didn't have Jalen Brunson, or we didn't have something, right? So we've got the upper hand on them, even when we were short, when they were full strength. When they were short, we found ways to constantly get at them, and they're gonna have to continue that if they're gonna beat the Cavs. And I find it difficult, right? That's difficult. I still find it eerie. Right? I find it hard to swallow. When I say difficult, I find it eerie that Knicks fans are so overconfident that they're gonna beat the Cavs when they have the guy, not just Donovan Mitchell. They have the kind of guy we were looking to attain so that we can win series like these. Or win a series, period. A series like these. They have the X factor that we still lack. Now, Cleveland lacked that X factor last year. They were kind of on the same pace with the Knicks last year. We've all been coming up. Now, in us, our X factor happened to be Jalen Brunson. And in these last couple of games, when they've played together, Jalen Brunson has outplayed Donovan Mitchell. Now, sometimes not by outscoring him, but outplaying him. Not being stopped his damn self, making sure that he's working on offense and defense. Now, this is the thing that is going to have to really show itself. Let's get into this playoff series a little bit, right? And don't forget, you guys can join the chat. We have the Blue Chew call-in line through the Podbean app. So if you're on the Podbean app, you can go ahead and call in. If you don't have the Podbean app, just download the Podbean app. You can call directly into the podcast. That's if you like to call in. If you just want to chat with us and join the conversation, anywhere that you chat at, I see. You gotta hope I see it. you know, I get caught up in my words and I get caught up in my own headspace, and I may not see it, but if I see it, I'm gonna address it. I got you. Holla at your boy. Let's make moves. Now, one of the things that you can be happy about as a Knicks fan, right? Because it has to happen. To happen in the playoffs. Is that the younglings are going to have to show up. The way that I just talked about Jalen Brunson making sure that Donovan Mitchell is working on offense and defense. Well, that has to happen constantly from everybody at almost every position. And in a weird way, we have the guys for it. We are one of the deepest teams in the league. We really are. And we have depth from players that we've brought in. Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson, Hartenstein. To players that we've drafted. Obi Toppin, RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley, Quentin Grimes, Mitchell Robinson. Sorry, also brought in Josh Hart. Deuce McBride, drafted 6. That's 10 solid players. 10. And we still have experienced guys like Derrick Rose and Evan Fournier to fall back on if needed. The Knicks have put themselves into a very now. A lot of these names may not mean anything to anybody else around the league, but if you're a Knicks fan, you see the potential in them, and it's no longer seeing the potential in them. Julius Randle went down the other day, and you saw the next man up mentality. And what you're gonna need to try to find is if you can't get the output in quantity, give me that quality. Right? Maximize your possessions. What we've seen happen. We've seen Obi Toppin in his limited minutes maximize his possession. You see Quentin Grimes with his limited touches maximize his possessions. But we saw with Julius Randle out of the league, out of the lineup due to the ankle injury, you saw them now. Quentin Grimes have an explosion for 30. You saw Obi Toppin have multiple explosions for 30. You saw Quentin Grimes have an explosion. You saw RJ have an explosion. You saw multiple explosions without there being a black hole of sorts of Julius Randle. The flow of the offense is completely different. But you see that's part of development, though. There's a more fluid game where now 3 guys can get 30. But we also saw one difference, right? And maybe it was a little bit even deeper than what I'm about to say because it was the final 2 games of the season. But you also saw that some of these not leading into wins. Like everybody's eating, everybody's getting their 30, but the game isn't closing out the way it needs to be. Now, granted, Julius Randle nursing that injury. Jalen Brunson resting, nursing that injury. The Knicks actually got to a point where they actually could rest players or sit down players at the end of the season. Not because, you know what, you're not in playoff contention. These wins don't even matter. Let's try to see somebody else. But it's not like, no. I run you guys hard. In practice, off season, during the season, in the game. I run you guys hard. My players have some of the most minutes played all season long. And you have now earned yourself a rest. Some of you other guys that haven't gotten this much playing time, like you saw Deuce McBride in the game the other day, heavy minutes. You saw Derrick Rose in the game, heavy minutes. You saw Evan. Let me take that back. I don't remember seeing Derrick Rose. I don't know why. But I remember seeing Evan Fournier. Now you have a ton of guys that you can now bring in, be like, okay, now in this role, let's see how you guys work when these other guys on. But also, you guys haven't played really all year. You guys have fresher legs. Let's get you some rhythm. a really good spot with what happened with the Knicks. It's just that now they're playing a Cleveland team that I just think they keep underestimated. That's Knicks fans, not the players. I think Knicks fans are underestimating the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I don't know why. I understand. Like, see, this is too pickable. I understand. I understand there being some confidence in the regular season. But to talk about, I guess so maybe okay, let me back this up. I think I've rooted out my problem with it. It's the fact that you guys don't fully understand the capabilities of Garland and Mobley because you haven't seen them quite play yet. Right? It's the fact that you guys have downplayed their capabilities or overlooked their abilities because you haven't either watched enough Cleveland games from the last 3 years. And the only time you've seen Cleveland play is when they've played you guys, and the only person you've paid attention to was Donovan Mitchell. But we'll see how these things play. The Knicks don't play till Saturday. That's also the good thing about it. The Knicks don't, like, on top of them getting rest at the end of the season, right, and getting some other guys some minutes, right, some playing time. They also don't play till Saturday. The first game of the playing tournament is going to come. Or the playing tournament starts tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, actually, I know I'm not mistaken, but the playing tournament starts tomorrow. I don't know if it ends tomorrow, but I think they're going to do this in multiple days, right? Of course they have to. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm wilding. So the playing tournament starts tomorrow, and by Saturday the Knicks will be playing the first game of the playoffs. So between Tuesday and Friday, they're gonna have this whole entire thing wrapped up, and we'll officially start. We'll officially start the postseason or the playoffs, I should say. Some of these other matches are just intriguing to me, right? Like, you have to. The season came too. The end of the season came too fast, but also we've been waiting just to get here, right? It's like, man, the season flew, but at the same time, it's like, man, we've been waiting so long to get here. We're finally here, and it's awesome. Look at it. You have rivalries all over the place. You have Boston gonna end up playing Miami. I'm just letting you right now. Boston's going to end up playing Miami. You're going to have that rivalry going on for a 7-game series. You got Brooklyn and Philly with the Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, and James Harden thing, right? You have Cleveland and New York, the whole Donovan Mitchell, missing out on Donovan Mitchell thing. You're going to have Milwaukee and Toronto, Milwaukee, Chicago. I mean, that's a division rivalry. But then let's go on to the West, right? You could have Lakers and Memphis in the first round. Remember Lakers and Memphis? Shannon Sharp, sideline, Dillon Brooks, permed out, cold-blooded. Then you got the interstate rivalry and a division rivalry between the Sacramento Kings and the Golden State Warriors. Then we stay in the state of Cali to have Phoenix versus the LA Clippers. Whoa, let me back this up, right? Sacramento Kings is basically just taking over that division. Golden State Warriors, who can be as hot as any team out there. We just saw them put up 55 points in the first quarter the other day. And even though I said the other day, it could have been last night. Last night. Right? So you still have that going on. You're gonna have De'Aaron Fox. You're gonna have Stephen Curry. But then when you go to LA for the Clippers and Phoenix, you now get that whole rivalry getting back again, right? Remember a couple years ago, right? They was wearing each other out. Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George got to come back from injury. We got to see. We got to see what kind of shape. We got to see if Paul George is ready. Because if Paul George doesn't play, that's really going to put the Clippers out at a disadvantage, a really bad disadvantage. And then Denver and whoever. But just think, the Lakers could either win and go play Memphis, or the Lakers can lose and play Denver. And either way, we looking at Denver like, you just holding down that. Is it just me? Is it just my disrespectful behind? You tell me. Now, are we not looking at the Denver Nuggets like, yeah, you're just holding down that spot for the 8th seed? Is it me? I guess it's me. The 4th seed? like, is Denver anybody's pick to win a championship this year? Right? Is Denver's anybody pick to win the West? That's all I'm saying. B. They're holding that spot for the 8th seed. Now, it'll be understandable if they lost to the Lakers. Listen, Memphis and Denver, the only acceptable loss you have is to the Lakers. Everything else is uncivilized. We are not allowing it. We are rioting all over your name. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And as you know, right, with the playoffs being here, right, with the playoffs being here around the corner, things start to get real chippy, right? Things start to get real chippy in the NBA. And it's starting to get so bad where things aren't just getting chippy between opponents anymore or between players and the fans. No, it's getting deeper than that. Have you guys heard of this new Draymond Green challenge going around? It's called, oh, you left your chin open. Oh, you left your chest open. You guys haven't heard about this new Draymond Green challenge? Well, let me remind you guys, in case you guys may have forgotten. There's been some time, right? Some time has passed. I get it. You guys may have forgotten that Draymond Green recently had a interaction. I feel like I'm mixing my words up, but I'm probably saying both words and I'm probably right and whatever. He got into a scuffle with one teammate, Jordan Poole, and as you guys remember, this was the punch heard around the world because this was the punch that supposedly may have shattered the Golden State Warriors, as they've struggled this year in a way, right? Think about this. When they're at home and have to deal with each other, they're horrible. When they're on the road and can get some time away, they're great. To the point where, what is it? They managed to get themselves, what was that? What seed was that? Where you at? Let's pull that back up. Pull that back up real quick. What seed is that for the Golden State Warriors? I said. That's the 6th seed. So I know it isn't great. But you have to understand, 44-38, right? Let me pull up their record, right? Because that is NBA standings real quick. I need you guys to understand. I didn't write this down ahead of time. I didn't even realize I was going to bring this into the air. Golden State Warriors are 11-30 on the road. Wait, What? Oh, I had that backwards in my head. Yo, I really did. I had this completely backwards in my head. I thought it was 11:30. I thought it was 11:30 at home. No, I was right actually. I said this wrong. That's why I didn't have it. See, that's why I should have written this down. I wasn't prepared for their numbers. But the Golden State Warriors. Yeah. Okay. I completely said this wrong. But I said it right. When they're at home, right? And they can get away from each other, they're great. But on the road, and they kind of been forced to do each other in small confinements, they're doing horrible. They're 11-30 on the road, but 33-8 at home. Now, what you do kind of hope, right, and what you get worried about with the Golden State Warriors, as a Golden State Warrior fan, Golden State Warrior team, is that, you know what? This is regular season problems. You get to wash away some things as regular season problems. And if it's a regular season problem, then hopefully you can fix it by the playoffs. But having a 25 win percentage, basically, what was that? Did they have the numbers? Did they have the numbers ready for me? No, they don't. But having a 25 winning percentage, damn near, at home. $33 winning percentage, whatever. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. 25%. Right? Basically. No. It's 1/3. You're wilding. 33 winning percent. Right? Winning a third of the games, basically, on the road isn't going to cut it. Because you're the 6th seed. You're going to be an away team. What's the word? They could possibly sneak in. But Denver, I don't know anybody that's giving Denver their respect. Like, I'm sorry. It could be me. It could be me. It could be me. It could be me. Denver's a nice story, and think about it. Like, that's also what's crazy about this now too, right? How they talk about the MVP, right? This MVP race, because we all see and saw, we all see what the Denver Nuggets are doing, right? With that number 1 spot. We've all seen what Joel Embiid has done, right? At the end of the season. Right? Scoring wise. Now, granted, he isn't the best team in the East. He's the 3rd. But his team is better than the Denver Nuggets, who's 1st in the West. If the 76ers were in the West, they're 1st. Are we saying in the West is a little bit more fugazi? I'm just saying that this year the West on the top is Denver, Memphis, Sacramento, then Phoenix, who still may or may not have Kevin Durant fully, or at 100%, I should say. We'll see. But the teams that we expected, we expected the Suns a little bit this year, but Clippers, Golden State, Lakers, Dallas. Puerco sucio. I'm pissed off. But back to our trend, right? So with things being all tight, we have this new trend that's been started, and it started with gold. And I know this picture is kind of hard to see, right? So let me give you the live action view so you guys can understand what happened here. Shout out to Clutch Sports. Remember, Draymond Green took the snuff at Jordan Poole that basically put that crack in them. And if there is a crack, that crack shows in their play on the road, right? They have a record of 11-30, 33-8 at home, 11-30 on the road. Like really, like basically night and day. But it hasn't completely broken the Lakers or the Golden State Warriors. So since it hasn't completely broken them, if it's not broken, why fix it? You see Mason Plumlee saying, you know what? I want to be like Dre. I want to be like Dre. And if he participates in the Draymond Green challenge, and he takes a swipe at his teammate Highland. Now, granted, he ain't put him to sleep like he did, right? But he takes a swipe at teammate Highland. Now, I'm gonna tell you something interesting about both of these terms, right? It doesn't apply in the Golden State Warriors one, but in both of these instances, I'm about to show you guys here, because Plumlee wasn't alone. Also, guess who else takes a shot at a teammate? Rudy Gobert, the greatest defensive player in the world, shut down a whole country, shut down a whole league, shut down the whole world. Oh man. So Rudy Gobert takes a swipe at Kyle Anderson. Now, with Rudy Gobert and the Minnesota Timberwolves, Rudy Gobert gets suspended 1 game. And I can't quite remember, but hold on, what's that? One of these players, Timberwolves player, hurt hand, right? One of these players hurt his hand during the game. Jaden McDaniels. Okay. It wasn't anybody major. I don't mean to say it like that, but you know what I mean. Right? So he hurt his hand. So now you're not gonna have Rudy Gobert. And honestly, it was. Oh, I see Nicole liking the podcast again. Happy birthday to the little man. I saw the pictures. They were amazing. Happy birthday, Jason. So where was I? Rudy Gobert gets suspended. So now when they're gonna play the Lakers, they won't have Rudy Gobert. They're not gonna have that other guy, right? And this is all over the fact that Kyle Anderson was like, yo, block a shot. And Rudy Gobert was like, yo, we're going to get a rebound. I'm like, you're the center. That's your job. He's like, yo, block a fucking shot. Block, but he's going to them block a shot. And next you know, listen, the way they explain is that Kyle is just competitive. Sometimes he doesn't speak softly, but everybody knows that he just basically wants to win. All right. We saw the same thing happen with, like I said, with Mason Plumlee and Highland as well. Now, I'm gonna tell you one of the things I noticed in both scenarios. In both scenarios, in Minnesota and in LA, that was LA, right? In Minnesota, yeah. And in LA, both instances are happening from the guy that was just brought in this year. And both times, the team reacted and started going after the guy that was just brought onto the team. Like if you look at the Minnesota one, I think the guy's name is Prince, right? If you look at the Minnesota one, right? This guy right here that I think is already holding him, Tyrion Prince or whatever his name is, when he takes that swing at Kyle Anderson, yo, Tyrion Prince pushed him like he was the enemy. Like I've been waiting to swing on your bitch ass. And I had to remember, like, oh, you lucky you're my teammate and we on TV. If this was the locker room, I would have popped you in your eye. Look at the tape again. Look at the tape again. Yo, he was at it because he shoved. He was like, "Yo, what the fuck is wrong with you?" Look back, yo, my man's you alright? And then started going back at him like, "Yo, I should." You lucky. What is wrong with you? What are you doing? Is that what we do here? Yeah, you know that those times when you get so vexed, where you're about to backhand somebody. That happened to me one time. So you're about to backhand somebody, you catch your hand even trembling. Then you have to remember you're in a professional setting and you go full professional like. Rattle. That's on your business. Don't look at Instagram. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. So there we go. We got the new Draymond Green challenge. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. Very, very, very funny, very ironic, very weird. I love it. I'm here for it all. For the last 20 years, right? For the majority of the last 20 years, basically since the beginning of the new century, decade, millennium, right? The NBA has been a little bit too soft. It has been. And I blame social media, but I also blame the birth of kind of social media during that time in the NBA. That when the social media first popped off, these guys are really trying to be buddy in the NBA. Like, oh, we're really pals. Social media, you know what I mean? And it really made them friends, like better friends before, because it was something that was new and kind of brought to them. And it was coming up with. While these guys, they've had social media forever. They don't care about each other on social media. So when you follow some of these guys on social media, they're not really your friends. They're just these other guys that also do what you do. And that's if you follow them, right? These guys were really friends before. And the NBA went through this buddy period. And I think we've been seeing lately, right? And it's been more evident amongst opponents that this buddy period is starting to die down some. Dissipate. Right? It's starting to die down some. But now you're also seeing teammates also now being willing to take it up a notch to really hold each other accountable. And granted, I also don't know if that's also what happened. That's also the Jordan effect. I don't know if that's also because all these guys watched The Last Dance and was like, yeah, see, I can't punch this motherfucker in this shit. You never know. You never know. Like, but talk about punching people in their shit. Let's hurry up and move on because I really only want to do like a 2-hour show today, to be honest with you. How far are we at? Oh, we're making good time actually. Nope. We're on damn near 2 hours. Talking about wanting to punch somebody talking about punching people in the face. We had UFC 287 that just passed, right? And UFC 287, let's just get right into it. It featured Israel Adesanya versus Pereira. Right? And this is Adesanya versus Pereira 2. Right? First match, Pereira beats Adesanya. Now, Pereira, you guys remember, was a ghost from Adesanya's past. He was a like any good anime, right? It really is how stories are made. These are really how movies are made, though. Like any good anime, like any good fighting movie, right? Champion comes up, wins, becomes champion, dominates for a while, Bam, he's untouchable. Beats a couple of his legends. Beats all the guys coming up in his division, right? Waxing them. Take that, bad boy. Then, demon from his past pops up. Remember me? Remember me, little Mickey? Back in the day, yeah, me and you used to rumble. I mean, you big time now, but couldn't beat me back in them days. I still got it. And remember, I taught you everything you know. I know all your weaknesses. I smashed your broad. What you got? Comes in there. That's from my past. My demons. It's the old dude. See, he know the old me. He don't even know the new me. Come out there. You get out of your zone. You start doing old me stuff to show him that you can beat him with the old crap. Bam. Get lumped up. Right? Done. Now he's starting with your champ, your girl. Like, y'all. Right? Having a good old time. Smashing with the belt on. You ain't never had it like this before. So now, champ that lost his belt has to go through his workout montage. Goes back to training, right? Goes back to the basics. You know, goes to Colorado, starts working out with a bong mask on. Start bringing some innovative stuff. Hey, let me see if you can catch this chicken. You go in the hyperbolic chamber. You go fly up to Mr. Popo's stand, right? And you go training in the fourth dimension for 24 hours. Get the power level up real quick. Right? Next thing you know, he comes back, power levels raised. You're not even ready. Moment he pops up in the arena, like, what? Y'all feel that? Like, what? Like that feels like Adesanya's power level, but it can't be. It's off the charts. There's no way it could have gotten that much power in that amount of time. What is this? Like, and that's kind of how these stories go. That's how the story went. Israel came back, right, with the boom shack attack. It was like, yo, told you, that was the old me. You ain't ready for the new me. That's the old Kanye. You want the new Kanye. I'll tell you something, man. He knocked that motherfucker in the fuck out. And again, and this is not going to the second round. Your champion, Israel, the last style bender, Adesanya. And it's one, and you know what? It's one of those things that you can't unwrite. Now, the only thing I'm curious about, because I didn't hear, I wasn't paying attention. Like I cut out. It was my niece's birthday on April 8th. So I didn't get to see the Shakur Stevenson fight, and I didn't really get to see all of this. Like I saw this, and that was it. All right, I gotta go back and watch the whole entire prelims and the whole entire fight court all over again. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't really get a chance to catch on none of that. So Adesanya gets his revenge. Are we gonna have a part 3? Are we gonna get Rocky 3? We gonna get Creed 3? We gonna get Adesanya 3? Like Adesanya needs to go ahead and start just making like the same way that Michael B. Jordan took on the Rocky franchise. Like Adesanya needs to find a way to take on like that First Blood franchise or whatever it is, and start that up again. I think that's it for us today. We miss anything? We got Draymond in there. We talked about Damian Lillard. I had something real something so minuscule. It's table talk. I'm ready to bounce. We got 3 minutes. I can give you 3 minutes. I can give you 3 minutes. That'll officially be 2 hours. I can definitely give you 3 hours of loving. 2 more hours of loving. 3 minutes of loving. I'm saying. It's funny. I finished this perfectly. Oh, wait a minute. I just remembered.
Caught on camera in Florida.
Florida man decided to bring an alligator with him while making a beer run. I smoke weed and cocaine.
Yo. Shoo. Excuse me. Yo. Big shout out. Big shout out to hold on. I gotta find something real quick. And you think like, yo, damn T. Like, hold on. I want to make sure I have this here. I gotta find the last game that was played. I gotta make sure I pull up these numbers. I told you something I didn't want to forget. Big shout out to Udonis Haslem. Big shout out to Miami Heat's Udonis Haslem. Much respect for one of the kings of the 305. Right? Big respect to him. In his last game in the NBA, because he did announce his retirement. In his last game in the NBA, he got a rocking chair as a gift, right? Not only did he get a rocking chair, they played Orlando Magic, who I told you guys how I feel about the Orlando Magic, right? But they played themselves to make sure that they stayed into playoff contention. But the biggest story of the night isn't about the win. It goes out to Udonis Haslem. Not the fact that he's retiring. Not the fact that they got him a rocking chair. But while this is his last regular season game, we're still going to continue to see him in the postseason. But in this game, Udonis Haslem got 25 minutes, and he basically put on a Kobe-esque in feeling kind of performance. And while he didn't get the amount of shots as Kobe, he doesn't have the same kind of game as Kobe. You're talking about a guy that was undrafted, played overseas, lost weight, came and played for the Miami Heat, and winning 3 championships, and now has put in a full 20-year career. He was a traditional big man coming into this league. In this game, he just played 25 minutes. 9 for 17 for shooting, 3 for 7 from 3-point range. He made 3 free throws, 3 rebounds, 1 block. That was Udonis Haslem, who basically led. Oh no, he didn't lead his team. Second leading scorer on the Miami Heat that night, behind Duncan Robinson. No, I'm tripping. I was looking at Duncan Robinson's minutes. My bad. No, Udonis Haslem let him. And it was 24 minutes, 24 points. My bad. I was like, wait a minute, that didn't sound right. I knew, but that's what I said. Shout out to Udonis Haslem. Shout out to Miami Heat. Shout out to all the teams that made shout out to all the teams that made the NBA playoffs. But fire upon the Dallas Mavericks for doing what the fuckery that they just did. But folks, we're out here. This is MyT Sports Podcast. I can't believe I managed to do this under 2 hours. Yo, well, you guys stay safe out there, stay blessed. What do we say now at the end of these shows? Yo, they are scoring fast in this game. And yeah. We're out of here. A dandada, this a supercat, manami a dandada, this a supercat, manami a dandada, this a supercat, mana this a supercat, this a supercat, manami a dandada. And I gotta go find my damn poncho. Oh no, I need my poncho. Oh my God. Shit. My head. God damn it. Is it going? Oh my goodness. Oh shit. Oh god damn. Oh fuck. This really hurts. It hurts super bad. Oh god. Oh, shit. Fuck me. Oh. God, I can't straighten my fucking leg out. God damn it. Oh. 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 Oh, fuck. Okay. Let's accept you. Oh, nigga. Get out of here. Keep on looking at me. Keep on looking at me.